Hey, and welcome back to another video in my Vintage Tech Showcase playlist. And what I have for you today is the Nokia 5230 smartphone from 2009. The Nokia 5230 is a variant of the popular Nokia 5800 Xpressmusic. But this, despite having this up here, is not an Xpressmusic phone. It was not marketed as an Xpressmusic and is just a cheaper version of the Nokia 5800. It shares the same form factor, the same display, and quite a lot of the features as well, the processor, everything, except it's not Xpressmusic. It doesn't have a front camera, a stylus, etc., etc. So we're going to take a closer look at this thing. Firstly, if you've seen a 5800, you'll notice, like I said, it's the same form factor, the same size. I used a 5800 for a very long time, and I know what it's like. This phone is slightly heavier than the 5800 as well, surprisingly, despite it not having a front camera and a stylus. I don't have my 5800 with me now. It's back home and I'm in college, but I still can remember how to compare these two. So the display on this thing, let me turn this on first. It's running, now this is the battery that usually comes with. It's a BO5J battery, 1320 milliamp hours, but I put a Nokia C601 battery in this because its battery is short. I stuffed some tissue paper in there with the battery. Let me, so this one's a Spanish Telefonica, Movistar. It's a Spanish telecommunication provider. I don't know how this thing ended up in the US, but whatever. So that's the job I did for the battery. So the smaller battery stays in one place, stop moving around. This one seems to be unused. I've done a video on this in the past. You can find it up there in the card above. This one seemed to be unused, probably a store unit, an unused store unit, because there's not a single scratch on it, as you can see. Not a scratch on the front either. So a store unit or a tester unit of some sort. I got it for pretty cheap. You'll find all the details in that video. So let's have a go around of this phone. Obviously, it's running Symbian. This is the Series 60 Symbian 9.4. You're pretty familiar with this by now. We got your standard layout and stuff like that. The display is a TFT resistive touchscreen, so it's not your easy touch capacitive. As you can see, it does not register light touches. You have to put some pressure on them. But this is, obviously, it's Nokia, so it was one of the better resistive touchscreens. There are some resistive touchscreens you have to use your nail and just get in there, but this is a better resistive touchscreen where you can use the palm of your hand. Honestly, not much pressure is needed to get it to click. So it's not too different from a capacitive, but when it comes to zooming in and stuff, you can't do that on a resistive touchscreen using motion. The display is, inside the LCD is a 360 by 640 panel with a 16 by 9 aspect ratio and has around 230 pixels per inch. It also has handwriting recognition, just like the 5800. However, you might have to get the stylus separately because, as you see, it does not have a stylus. The 5800 had a lanyard strap somewhere. Was it this thing? I think that's a lanyard strap. So you can put a lanyard in. Yeah, that's definitely the lanyard strap. Or is it not? I really can't. Yeah, that's the lanyard strap. So I don't know if this phone shipped with a lanyard when it was new. And when I mean lanyard, I mean the hand strap. The 5800 did ship with a lanyard, like it had a guitar pick on it and it was really nice. And you could use the guitar pick as a stylus as well. But this, I don't think it shipped with one. I'm not sure. The phone just came to me like this. But that was something that's something you could do. I guess you can put the lanyard strap on there. So you can use that with the touchscreen as well. But the palm of your, well, the pad of your thumb or your other fingers are perfectly fine for this. Okay, so let's just have a quick go around of the phone as well. So on the side here, we got a dedicated camera button. We'll talk about the camera in a bit. We got this lock button, the classic Nokia lock button, really convenient. I really like that you don't have to press the power button every time, because when you do press the power button, you get a bunch of other, you get profile switchers and stuff like that. You got your volume rockers, power button, second generation barrel charger, the slimmer one. Let me grab one of those and show you. Now this one is from a different phone, I believe. but it still fits. The second generation slimmer barrel charger, as you can see there. 3.5mm headphone jack, surprise, surprise. Back in the day, that was standard. It has a micro USB port here, but it does not charge from micro USB, so you can't charge it like that. It only charges off this. So I had problems charging this phone initially before I got this charger. I believe this is the micro SD expansion. I think this phone came with a 2 gig card. I can't remember. This is the SIM card slot, full-size SIM card, old-fashioned full-size SIM card. Microphone at the back, Nokia branding. Now this phone, what I know, it's shipped with multiple back covers. Like you got an orange one, you got this blue one, you got a white one to match the phone color. So you got 3 back covers with this phone. Obviously I don't have those right now because this phone came as is. Up front we have the display, the 3.2-inch IPS LCD display, like I showed you. A proximity sensor, light sensor, etc., etc. The quick access to media button. You got your browser, video, share. This is share, by the way. When you click it, you get your bunch of sharing options to all your social media. Because a lot of people have asked me in the past, what's that? It's actually common. It looks the same on Android, I think, the share button. And then we got photos and music as well. At the bottom here, we have your home button. Exit out of that. We got decline call, accept call. This is your speaker, Nokia branding. I think when you... Sorry about that, my camera cut out. What I was going to say is when you press and hold the home button, you get multitasking. So you can switch between applications. And you press it once, you can go to the menu. So inside this phone, it's running a 434 megahertz ARM11. So the same processor as the Nokia 5800, just as the display was. And it has, the 5800 has 81 megabytes of internal memory, but this thing has only 70. But they also have the same RAM. So the 5800 had 128 RAM, and this thing also has 128 megs of RAM. The other difference is, like I said, this has no selfie camera, but the 5800 had I think it was a VGA or QVGA. Now, cameras. This phone's camera isn't too great. It's decent by standards of its era, but when compared to the 5800, it's not even close. The 5800 had a 3.15 megapixel with an autofocus, Carl's Zeiss optics, a dual LED flash, and it could record at 480p at 30 FPS. This is just a basic 2 megapixel camera. It's fixed focus. You can't really focus on it. I don't even know why they included a dedicated camera button, but whatever. It has no flash, as you can see. But it also can record video at 480p at 30 FPS, and the video recording is quite similar. But obviously no Carl's Zeiss optics or anything fancy like that, just a basic camera. And it's fixed focus, like I said. You can click that to activate the camera. It's unable to access memory. I don't have a memory card in there, so press and hold. There's nothing, you can't press and hold, you just click it, so it's fixed focus. So the 5800 was like partially pressed to focus, and then you finally click it to take the photo. The camera, when you hold the phone, well, this may be because I'm used to holding bigger phones, but now when you hold the camera, it's kind of weird because your finger gets in the way. But as you can see, the camera works. Basic images, they're very overexposed and stuff. Not the best, well, decent for 2009 standards. Very decent at the bare minimum. Comparable to the iPhone 3G, I'd say. Maybe even slightly better because the iPhone 3G had a really crappy camera. The 5800 trumps this in terms of camera. One of the main reasons the 5800 was so expensive was its Carl's Zeiss camera and the Xpressmusic branding and so on. So here we have the Nokia 5530. Now this is the 5530. This is an Xpressmusic phone. It says so at the top. A smaller phone, however, more expensive than the 5230. I keep mixing these up. So this is the 5530, this is the 5230. If I get them mixed up, I apologize, I just keep getting them mixed up. So this thing has the same process as this, but a smaller display, but obviously same, it has the same resolution, so it's a higher pixel density, around 253. This phone, like I said, was the middle one. This was the cheaper, this was the middle, the 5800 was the most expensive. What this has, well, what this has that the 5800 doesn't, well, no, the other way around. What the 5800 has and what this doesn't is, this doesn't also have a front camera. This has a 3.15, well, 3.2 megapixel camera. It has a single LED flash, but it's not Carl's Eyes optics, as you can see. It's not Carl's Eyes optics. This phone also works, and I'll be doing a separate showcase video on this. But I have only one working battery for these two. So I can't turn this on now. But I just wanted to show you this phone. It comes with a stylus as well, so it's the middleman here. So it has a stylus. This phone is though despite having a bigger display, this one is more premium than that. So let me get that out of the way here. So now that's out of the way, we can take a closer look at the software in this. So Symbian S60, like I said, I don't know exactly which version this is running. I forgot how to even check that. But identical to what the 5800 ran. They all got the same updates and stuff. This thing does not have a Wi-Fi receiver, so if you want to update your software, you have to use the your data, your SIM card data. So all apps and everything, internet, WAP, whatever, you had to use your data. There is no Wi-Fi receiver. Like I said, there was no micro USB charge as well. There was something that Nokia was lacking behind in, and was one reason why Nokia kind of screwed up, because people started switching to iPhone because it had USB charge, it had Wi-Fi, it had everything. So that's one reason to get an iPhone or the Nokia. The Wi-Fi connectivity was a big deal. But people still bought these things. And this has Real Player. It has a bunch of pre-installed software. There's games. What do we have? Block Breaker. Installed apps. That's these are factory installed. Or are these stuff that well, there's no previous owner, so I'm assuming, like I said, this is probably a store unit. Go to settings. You get your old school Nokia settings, and then let's use this. Let's go to music. There probably used to be music on this thing from the factory, but I think they got deleted. Probably reset it before sending it to me. Photos. Let's see what I have taken. It's probably just the desk and stuff that I took. So the touchscreen is sometimes a bit finicky. So there's a picture of my N-Gauge that's, well, I think this is the one that's still under repair. That's there, and then a scissor and stuff like that. The dialer, classic Nokia dialer. Contacts is over there. Where is it? There it is. The OVI store, it's pointless connecting. I don't even have a SIM card in there, so it's pointless going there. You have your log, and then music, maps, etc, etc, etc. So there's nothing else I can show you on this. That's about it. I covered everything in somewhat detail. I'll try using this phone in 2021 or maybe later. I have so many other phones that I have to try using. So this might be put off for a while, but until then, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for clicking it and watching this video. Thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that like button and check out my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video.